76% of Americans live paycheck to paycheck. 64% of Americans that have businesses break even or lose money. Most people don't have any money and have accepted the fact that they don't have any money. They don't have any leftover money. They're fearful of money constantly. They overspend. They don't know how to produce money. They definitely don't know how to multiply it. The land of the brave and the home of the free, it's not even close to the truth.
It's just important for people to understand that complaining has no value. And if you complain about not having enough money, work more. If you complain about not having work-life balance, spend more time on vacationing in your family. It's super simple. Let your actions dictate instead of sitting there and feeling like you're not in control.
Poor people say, I can't afford it, I can't do that, I don't have time. It's an escape, you know what I mean? It's easy to say I can't afford it. Oh, I'm too tired. Oh, I can't go to the gym. You know, when you could go to the gym, but no, I can't. Truth is, I'm just too lazy to go to the gym.
I'm telling you, between now and April, no later than May of next year.
Money doesn't have
76% of Americans live paycheck to paycheck. 64% of Americans that have businesses break even or lose money. Most people don't have any money and have accepted the fact that they don't have any money. They don't have any leftover money. They're fearful of money constantly. They overspend. They don't know how to produce money. They definitely don't know how to multiply it. The land of the brave and the home of the free, it's not even close to the truth.
It's just important for people to understand that complaining has no value. And if you complain about not having enough money, work more. If you complain about not having work-life balance, spend more time on vacationing in your family. It's super simple. Let your actions dictate instead of sitting there and feeling like you're not in control.
Poor people say, I can't afford it, I can't do that, I don't have time. It's an escape, you know what I mean? It's easy to say I can't afford it. Oh, I'm too tired. Oh, I can't go to the gym. You know, when you could go to the gym, but no, I can't. Truth is, I'm just too lazy to go to the gym.
Money doesn't have value, right? And this is an important thing that most people don't immediately understand, is that money itself doesn't have value. Money is a vector for transmitting value. It's how you express value. But the value isn't in the money, it's in the product or service you bought with it. And it's in the labor you gave in order to acquire it in the first place. That's where the value comes from. There's nothing intrinsically valuable in the money.
You shouldn't put money in a house, you should put money in your brand. You should put money in the marketing. You should promote yourself, not put money in where you and the kids live.
Right. Why is that a mistake?
Because it's dead money. I mean, it can't, a house can't make you money. A house does not make you money. The only reason people think a house makes them money is they're comparing it to, if I rent, that costs me money. But, you know, if you need to go to a hospital, you don't buy the hospital. You rent a bed to get out of there as fast as you can. If you go on a trip, you go to America and you want to go to Disneyland, you don't buy the hotel, you rent a room. And nobody thinks poorly of that. They're like, yeah, I'm gonna go there, use the place and get out. That's what you should be doing with your living. Find a place where you can rent. Pay rent monthly. Don't own the house. And take all the money that you would have put in that house purchase, down payment, extra money, fixing it up, use all that money to improve your business and yourself so that you can get more money. Right? So I see so many people here like, I'm gonna invest 300,000 pounds in a house to hopefully make $30,000, 30,000 pounds. Right. I'm gonna buy it for 300, maybe I'll sell it for 600,000. I'll double my money. Fixed in one place, by the way, where no money comes to you. Money does not go to homes.
Right, and that's a big thing on your career is moving locations.
Yeah, I've moved 5 or 6 times. I can move another 4 or 5 times.
Because people who stay in the same place get too comfortable.
If you study wealthy people, they're mercurial. They're moving, they're mobile. They're not talking, Warren Buffett and Bill Gates do not talk about the home they live in. They talk about the places they're going to. They go meet money, they go meet wealth, they go meet connections.
People are stunningly accepting of anything if they actually believe that's the purest form of it. I think I'd be less acceptable if I hedged. I really do. People will accept you. People accept everything. Just be you. Be you, and clearly people like react. When you're trying to fake something and you've got bad intent, well then that's visceral and we hate. But I actually think we don't give love to the person that actually knows they have it and they're trying to fake it to conform. Hence why I won't adjust to this market all the way, because I don't think I'll be respected. I know what my intent is, so why would I be scared? I want to build the biggest building in town. That's who I am. And you know how I want to do that? By building the biggest building in town. And a lot of people want to build the biggest building in town, and you know how they want to do it? By tearing everybody else's building down.
Poverty is passed on. It's taught in your families. And middle class is taught in families. And so the people right now who are sitting at home, who are struggling financially or worried about money or unhappy, they may be making a lot of money, but unhappy with what they're doing, it was probably taught to you. You know, your super ego was taught, get a job, work hard, or you'll never be rich, or the rich are evil, or whatever.
And until you change your mindset,
Correct.
money won't help you, right?
Correct.
And we see that with people that win the lottery, people that make more money, they still have the same problems.
Right.
Because they have that poor man's soul.
Correct. If you're poor, you'll always be poor.
That's really hard for people to
Yeah,
understand.
the money will disappear that fast. Just like most pro athletes, you know, they make millions of dollars, and but 65% are bankrupt 5 years later. It's because they come from poor families. Now you tell them that, they get very angry at you. It's not, it's the rich fault. You know, it's you guys ripped me off and government ripped me off. But unfortunately, what Mr. Lipton was saying, it's passed down genetically. That's the frightening thing.
And it's interesting when you commit to something, little gifts just start automatically showing up. It's a phenomenal thing. It's happened my whole career. When I fully commit, somebody will bring me something.
Okay.
And then look, then keep your eyes open. And by the way, the package may come wrapped in a package you weren't thinking about.
Hard work.
Or like a voice, or like a person, or you know, maybe from a different direction than you thought, or an offering where you're like, you read something about this and that's not the thing. Like all throughout my career, it's come in weird kind of ways. If you ask for help and somebody shows up at the door, maybe invite them in.
Okay.
Regardless of what the packaging is or what you've heard about it or whatever. That's really been beneficial to me.
Okay.
How old are you?
44.
Think of, I'm 40. Do you know how young we feel? It's, when you
Yeah.
were 26, did you ever think that this is what 44 felt like?
No.
You thought that that was finished.
Yeah.
How old are you? Like, you think a 40-year-old, like, when I was 25 years old, I thought a 40-year-old was finished. I don't even feel like I'm starting. Right?
Yeah, but when I was 26, I was in a rush.
I understand.
All of those guys and girls on the streets last night, when you say that to them, like their face kind of goes blank, because all the stuff they watch, MTV, music videos, this, it's all about the bling now, and the this now, and the this now.
You know, and MTV's tamed. You start following people on Instagram, and it's a disaster. They're all pushing, like, you know, it's all about champagne and private planes, and you can get it too, and just sign up for my course, like, and everybody's falling for it. So I'm coming out, and first of all, I want to be historically correct. Nobody in 100 years is going to watch that video and say that I was full of crap. I like that, right? Number two, I want my legend to grow. I'm always fascinated by politicians and world figures. Like Winston Churchill, his brain continues to grow, right? I want that. When I'm dead, I want to be in the ground at peace knowing my legend's growing. Like, I want that. I want that in the business world. And so I'm giving real advice, and real advice looks like this. When you're 19 and you can spend 7 full years learning your craft, meeting people that are mentors, being patient, and you wake up and you're 26 years old, you have your entire life in front of you, and you've done great foundational work to go on and then be successful.
You know, I have bad luck too. I've had financial crashes. I've had people stab me in the back, but they're all good because I grow from it. That's spirituality.
Right.
You know, people who are afraid of making mistakes, like they teach in school, they don't ever grow. Because spirituality is there's good and there's bad, there's right and there's wrong, there's up and there's down. Most people only want to be right. They only want to be positive. Well, you can't have that. That's not reality. And the average person, the reason they're poor is they haven't failed. You know, they play it so safe. They haven't made any mistakes like they taught in school. That means they don't learn anything. That's why the school system's actually fundamentally corrupt. It's anti-education.
Right.
Don't make mistakes and don't ask for help. And if I didn't ask for help, I have my accountants, my attorneys, my bankers, and all that. You know, I go into business like a rugby team. You know, boom, boom, and we kick butt. But the average guy is standing there, oh, I'm an A student, I'm going to do this all on myself, and a bunch of rugby players run you over, and you go, well, they're not playing fair. You know what, you're playing stupid. You should have a team. You should have accountants, attorneys, and bankers, and all that stuff. But that's not the game I want to play. I said, then don't play the game. You know, the game of business is played with accountants, attorneys, bankers, hate to say it, politicians. You know, you got to know the game.
Like, I don't want to hustle. I want to prosper. I don't want to grind. I want to create a machine that monetizes. You know, I'm not shameful of money. I want money. I want a lot of money. I want to give money away. I want to raise a lot of money. You can't do that if you're broke.
Okay, I think we're back. We're live. I had to play that video just for the simple fact that it gets your mind going with the right thing. So I'm thinking everybody can see me now. I'm over here on the screen now to see the live stream. Good, everybody, we can see each other. Good, welcome. Another day, another week, another successful week. I actually have to show you guys what happened in the market last week and then what literally just happened today. So a week ago was the end of August. Welcome to September. It's a new month. It's the last month of the third quarter. But look at this here. Bitcoin on the 15-minute chart, we're looking for a breaking close since last week. It just ranged and ranged, and it just moved sideways all week long. So we didn't take any positions on Bitcoin. And then literally 2 hours ago, make sure that's accurate, 6 hours ago, yeah, in the last 6 hours, Bitcoin fell off a cliff. It went from 19.7, broke all the way through our zone and came down. I personally didn't take the trade. I pretty much get done trading around Sunday, Monday, when it comes to crypto, because something happens or I want to be fresh in a new zone. And we got this big move on Bitcoin. So it's setting up for something big to happen. And then now Ethereum, if you didn't see, I posted on my Instagram, but our two zones was right here in this area. This was our zone on Ethereum. Let me put this was our zone from last week on Ethereum. Today is the 6th. And we marked this up exactly 7 days ago. So 1, 2, 3, 4. We marked it up right around here. So what I want to show you is immediately we got a breaking close, and you were able to, and I kept us up to date inside the Telegram. I'm gonna show that in a little bit. Came all the way up. We made money. We was able to catch about, and it went directly to an old zone, which we could have used as a take profit. So it broke and closed at 1564. I'm gonna delete this. We know what the zone is. 1564 went up to 1620. That's 600 pips. Came all the way back inside the zone. What do? We wait. We could have got you 200, 300 pips. Came back inside the zone. You could have kept replaying it all week, and then it had a big breakout where it went 600, 700 more pips. And then over the weekend, you would have been able to catch this move where it broke and closed. If you use your 300 pip stop loss, which would have been, I say 64. So down to, you could even do a 200 pip stop loss because it was below a low. I don't know if you guys can see that. I'm gonna zoom in for you. Below this low right here, you can place your stop loss, because usually if the market goes below that, we had a low here, a higher low. If the market would have came below that, we would have known it was selling. We're in the wrong trade. So you could have had your stop loss around 200 pips, and you would have gained at the very height of it over 1,000 pips from this move. If you, whatever you would have risked, you would have been able to make 6.5 times as much. Right now, we're sitting right back at the zone again. And honestly, you know how we're going to do. We're going to go ahead and listen to the education so we can go ahead and get the information that we need in order to get this week's zones, how to figure out zones immediately after a big impulsive move. It's going to be a really good session today. If you made money with us, leave comments on the YouTube, drop some, tag me on Instagram at Said Campbell. You can do whatever you need to do, but let people know it's a recession that they're not releasing. Is money to be made. This is something that is really big for us. This is stuff I never really thought I would need, and now I'm able to print money essentially. So if you're on YouTube, you should come over. One, you can subscribe to this, I believe, directly from the website and click subscribe. Subscribe and you'll start getting notifications to join a live. Now, if you've never seen this page, if you're on YouTube and have only been on YouTube, come over here. You can learn crypto without doing the research, and you don't even have to download Zoom. You can watch it on YouTube, you can watch it on here. So now our VIP members, they get the Zoom calls, and they'll be able to ask questions. They'll be able to have personal numbers, personal Facebook, all those type of things, support groups, algorithms that does this automating, that they can go ahead and take trades off the scanner themselves without this call. But what you do, you come over here, you download the MetaTrader 4 app, completely free, 100% free. You don't need any knowledge. Once you do that, enter your information in, I'm going to make sure you have a video that you can then go learn how to enter trades on the MT4. Once you learn how to enter trades on the MT4, you can come get the zones from this video screen right here. It's going to be there for about a week. I typically change it out on Monday. You can come watch it. You can get the zones. You can play it all week long. And then you can get started with a discount package, so you can have the support group, so you can have more than just one session a week. And when you join this free group, it's going to take you to a Telegram. Once you get into Telegram, you're going to be able to get updates on all types of crypto. What do I mean by that? You can see 5-minute warning, hop on now. Crypto market is bleeding. We could get below 17K. It's time to start putting money into your portfolios. Don't matter what the market is doing, just put it in your portfolios. 5-10 years from now, you should be in a better position. New zones come out today. Giving us updates on the charts. Germany agrees to $65 billion bill on an inflation relief package. Cardano has flipped XRP as the 7th largest crypto in the world. We're keeping you up to date on all things crypto, because at the end of the day, we need to be up to date with what's going on in our economies. So what I'm going to do is we're going to kick it over to the Go Live, because what he's going to do, he's going to teach us how to use this. He's going to teach us how to use this scalper. It tells us breaking close below the zone confirms idea. It was confirmed. The market did its thing. Another one, breaking close below. What happened? It automatically called it out for us, but because it's a free call, we weren't able to get in. But anybody who has this scalper was able to get in immediately and net over 300, 400 pips in a couple hours. So I'm gonna kick it over to Sean, let him do his thing. I'm excited for this, because this is what's going to be really, really good for us to take things to the next level over and over again when it comes to this scalper. So I catch you at the end. Let's make some money. Let's get these zones.
Getting better at your own skills within here, even if you're a beginner. So please watch this after the call, but stay tuned, take notes, and just really be a spectator. I do explain everything, and I do have a step-by-step. So everything, I do have a step-by-step. So no matter what, you do have a step-by-step where you can basically follow, look at everything, and be able to see it. So you're not too lost. You're at least knowing we're going through the steps. It's just going to be at a more advanced level today. But anyway, all right, so let's get with ETH. Looks like, oh, well, if you looking at it from step 2, you might as well drop your potential sell. So I do give people a chance to be able to mark up the charts before they get on this call and be able to see if we have the same results. It's 6:14. There's 32 seconds till the next close. 20 seconds before the next close. All right. All right, let's do it. So we're gonna do this again. Everything's gonna be, you're gonna literally hear me say things step by step by step. Just know that I'm always following through. Also, open up tradingview.com. We're going to be using that too, definitely. So move candlesticks to a line chart. Really, how do you, I would say, what do you do next after a big sell? This is a big sell. What do you do next? The market went horizontal. So definitely is giving you a chance to redo your chart. So now that you got something off the sell, what do you do next, right? That's like the big thing today. That probably would be the title. So looking at this ETH is for $125 plus accounts. So understand that if you have that account, if you have $125 in your account, which is basically the smallest amount you could trade crypto, you should be able to trade this. All right. So move candlesticks to a line chart. Step 1 is complete. Step 2 is the blue line below or above the yellow orange line. It's below. Bet. Now we have the next sell. Pretty simple. We're just like that, right? Now, I would recommend, being that it's below and at least I could get ready for a sell, there's 2 things I would recommend. So after a big sell, there's what I was kind of talking about earlier on the round table and DCX round table, is that it could retrace. It could retrace up to here. It could easily retrace back up. And that's basically going all the way back to the zone that it broke through. It could do that, right? So you could get all of this here. But technically, I mean, since it's a Scalper Tuesday, I would recommend get a structure. I would always recommend in something like this, get a support. After you have a support, now you can also look at potential reversals. You do not attempt a reversal unless you have the structure to back it up, because it's a gamble. And just to let you know, for my people that are looking at stuff like that, today is a faster session, so I understand I have more experienced traders. The reversal is basically, you see this sell and it goes back up. You're anticipating this whole move. You could anticipate it retracing back up. You could, especially if the support gets stronger. So it is something to think about. But anywho, well, that we still got to mark up a support, and you can't just say, well, I'm aiming for a reversal. Cool. So what happens when it keeps dropping? You literally just buying, but you're not willing to also anticipate a sell. So that's just, a couple of things to always remember. So it's not always, of course you see a big drop, people always looking for, the reversals immediately, but at the same time, what happens when the market sells again? Now, are you gonna still do the same thing? So let's find a good structure point that makes sense overall. Remember, we have a thing called TPS, touch point system. It's already low. Honestly, I would recommend probably going off here, no doubt, because it already broke through and it stopped. So I would at least go at 1565. I'm gonna see, is it makes sense long term? 1565. And it kinda do. It looks good, looks good, looks good. Let's look at 1562. And you probably could cut in between this, but I like 1562. You can even do 1564. I mean, you have to at least do one of those two. One of those two. So what we're doing right now, we're creating a level of structure, and we're creating a support. Creating a support. So we basically are going to get ready for a potential sell or a potential retracement. But at the same time, you want to make sure it bounces off, and you want to make sure it's definitely heading upward before you even dare to do that. So if you're wondering, thinking, well, Sean, there's structure here. You are very much right. And the problem is the 50 EMA is so low that you don't want to keep pushing down. You don't have to anymore. You can be aggressive. You're going to scalp. And if it means you're going to get as much as you can from here to here, welcome to scalping. This is not the glorified scalping where we aim for 500 pips and we hope for that, right? But shoot, in scalp, 200 pips is also a win. 200 pips is also a win. I will also say that. It's also a win. Do not think it's not, right? At least here, right? You can get something from here. This is not big, but you can definitely get something from here as a TP. Hello, already found a TP for, already found a target zone. We can even look more. If we want to be more aggressive, here's another one. But do we even have to do that one? I would even go a little bit lower right here. Look at 1518. That is a very familiar zone. I remember marking up 1518. I definitely remember that. Bam, 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 bam. Hello. Now this is the holy grail. 1518 is a holy grail. Now that is the one you would love to have, right? So you basically have a potential sell here, 2 TP. Talk to me. Hello, what time is it? Only 6:21, and we already done with the sell? Hello. So we could probably cut in between and do 1564. 1564. I'm gonna look at I'm gonna look at y'all's. I don't know what your sells are. I'll check the chats. You can start preparing your buys in about like 2 minutes. But I'm gonna check your sells. So I don't know what your sells are, what y'all sells are. I'll check it after I finish here. 1564. Remember, you always ignore the last digit 0. The 50, it's always gonna look like a 5. We do it to create separation to make sure you see what is a good sell. So that's gonna be 1559.0. You can basically get about 140 pips for the first one, but the holy grail here is basically what we would call a very good TP. If it gets there, we would hope, but this is also a very good zone. This is also a very good zone for another potential sell. This is definitely a good zone for a potential sell. Another good zone for a potential sell. I mean, if it comes here, it could bounce off. So I mean, it could drop to 1518 and bounce off and then come back down. But this is a very strong zone. 1518 is a strong zone. This is too, but it's when you look at it from here to here, I mean, for what we need it for, it's only a small TP. It is still a good zone, but it's only a small TP. As for the distance between this and this, at least 400 pips. That's a good, that's a very strong zone for us. So. Let me get a DCX in the chat if you're already excited about the session. The session's already cooking up. Are we cooking up today? Let me know. I knew that would be a question. If you want to catch a retracement, what are you looking for? The first thing you're going to be looking for is definitely, you want to make sure you have that support. You want to make sure that you're preparing for a price to reject the support. And this is But I'm also, guys, like, even though we do one part and I may answer a question for one side, it's also the same for the other side. So I always want you to know that, because one thing is teaching, I never want something to be so one-sided and not the other. I used to say in my first sessions that when I was starting as an educator, I felt like back 2 years ago or a year ago, early last year, I used to say it always felt like people are only talking about buys, but they never were prepared for short sells, right? They were never prepared. They were prepared for all the buys, but it's crazy how there aren't people that are prepared for sells, because the market doesn't only buy. I used to talk about that. So I'm always an advocate of talking about both sides, especially as a scalper. Swing trading, you're looking at the grand scheme of things. You may, as a swing trader, you may look at the grand scheme of the sell. How far could it go down, right? As a scalper, you could look for it to come back here and then look, and it could go back down, and you would have caught basically a good 1,000 pips already, if not more. So you know what I mean? Like, scalping, swing trading is a little bit different in the way you look at things. But at the end of the day, to answer this question, you definitely want to get a good structure. And the biggest thing is, when it rejects, you want to make sure it goes over the consolidation that was already had. So as you can see, this is a little bit consolidation. You definitely wanted to start buying at least above here, and super trend should turn green. You should see the blue line cross and should be green around here. And you could basically scalp as much as you can. The biggest thing is it could stop to the 50 EMA. That'll be the first potential rejection, which is still giving you maybe 200 pips off a reversal. That's very lethal. And if not, if it keeps going past through here, I mean, you in a honeymoon, especially if it hits our resistance zone for our original buy. So there's ways. That's the best way I would do it. Hope I answered your question. Y'all can start dropping resistance zones. What's good, Jay Frederick? So I see 1642. I like to see that. My Instagram is KINGSEUN3. So here is your sell potential target zone. So small, a little snack. And this is the holy grail. And it's also another sell zone. Just to write these numbers, and then you can put it on your own chart. Sell, the next best sell, small snack of a target zone, lethal meal for a target zone, and also another sell zone. Very good to have. Very good to have. So if you missed a move, you come back to your chart, it's under 1542. You remember Sean already set up another sell for later. But it also was a target zone of here, but I missed it. But I remember he mentioned this. I'm gonna wait for 1518. That's how you think when I tell you all those things. I'm basically feeding you things that you'll be surprised if you knew, right? All right, so now let's look at the buy. So the buy is pretty far, but we're not gonna have to wait all the way to 1664. That's too far to get in for the buy. I will say, I understand I get the 50 EMA, but be reasonable. If it's gonna buy, understand that this is gonna come down a little bit. It's not gonna stay up flat. If it buys up, this will start coming down, right? So just realize that. So let's kind of start from here. Okay, 1605 is kind of a structure, but not really. Looks like do we have an indent there? We could look at 1611, but that's just like 50 pips away from the 50 EMA. What about 1621? There's an indent here. What about 1621? Where's the next levels? We got 1642s. We could use that as a target zones, small target zone, kind of like a snack. I don't think we have to wait that far, especially when you look at our sell. We do not have to wait that far. Please don't wait that far. Please don't wait that far, right? You do not have to wait that far. This is a snack. And this is the ultimate. This is similar to what we have here. The ultimate structure is like roughly around 1668 area. It depends which way you want to mark that up. I'll do 1669. That's an ultimate resistance zone. And more than likely, the potential resistance zone we're going to look at will be 1622. That's so 1621. Potential, but we're going to go back to verify it. What time is it? 6:29. We have 20 seconds before the next clock. And bam. 1, 2, 3, 6 zones in 15 minutes. Because we really was marking us up at 6:15. Can I get some flames? 6 zones in 15 minutes. Looks like we're going for 12 zones today. Woo! Let's see how we did. I love the supports right here. I love the resistance. I love the support. Love the resistance. Love the support. I'm not going to lie. Structure really looks like it makes sense. You see this right here? I mean, even if it breaks a little bit, we're still pretty much good. Like 1619, looks like we could bring it down a little bit more. But, I mean, maybe 1620 in between. We could, if we wanted to. Could do 1620. So if you have 1619, 1620, I definitely understand. Because I could see 1619 or 1620. But I like it. All right, basically we finished. We're gonna do 1621. Actually, we'll do 1620. Let's just do 1620. We'll do 1620. We're gonna do 1620. We're gonna be a little bit more aggressive since we're already far away. 1625. Bet. So these are the anticipating for. This is basically anticipating for really the next buy. Although the buy could happen off a reversal. But if there's going to be a buy, it's probably going to happen. You probably would have to catch it snipe right here. But once it passes here, it's definitely buying. It can buy up to here, and then it can also ultimately buy up to here. So you basically have the same thing you have down here. The ultimate one is here, but these are some snacks for a scalp that, you know, if it happens only for that, cool, you live to trade for another day. Pretty simple. All right. Hello. Let me see. 1600s. What's good, Mark Sanders? What about 1622? Jay Frederick, we're on run. What's good? I like that 1622. Hey, drop some flames, bro. Drop some flames if you feel in the call. We already did 6 zones today. We did 6 zones, and we basically finished ETH just like that. And you should be good for literally the next 48 hours. Make sure when you type Super Trend, you click at least on one of the colors. Make sure it's 1-1. 1-1. Remember, you look right to left. You don't look just in general. So, just so you can see what this means, red means the market is currently selling. Green means the market was currently buying. When the blue crosses a color of the most recent color, that means that's what the market is currently doing, but does not mean that's the grand scheme of things. The grand scheme is where is price below. I mean, this is bearish, right? This is bearish. The market is bearish, and it's also still selling. That is literally the sentence, right? Although the market could start buying upward. I was telling you, remember when I said if it buys around above here, I promise you this blue will turn green. It brought around up here before and it turned green. It was buying, right? But it went back down. You don't want to get caught in consolidations while also looking for reversals. That's why I said you want to come a little bit higher, but I mean, that's pretty snipe once it comes above here. If you're trying to cast retracements, I really gave you a secret triple zone, but you know, I'm not going to take credit for that one. That's just a, you know, Something for you to look at. Around 1585, if you want to put a crossing up alert, or if you want to check that, put that in your put that on the side. Look at 1585 for possible retracements. For those that trade reversals, look at that and play with it. You don't. That's not necessarily something like a signature thing I gave out, but 1585 should be a good sweet spot for potential reversals. So definitely look at 1585. Everything else is basically set up for you. Like I literally did the work. Literally did the work. That's literally how you use Super Trend. It's not just to show you the market is selling. Also, if you ever thinking, well, Sean, am I getting out of a trade? Sean, is it still buying? Super Trend tells you the answer. Literally. The market just dropped right now. Whoa there. I'm very shocked because of this candle, but we don't have to analyze candles too much. I honestly think it's gonna bounce off, but I'll be shocked if it breaks through. Remember, you don't sell on breaks. You sell on break and close. It has to close. But I mean, I honestly think it's gonna reject because of the previous candle, but all right. Let me do what I gotta do. Hello, we're about to do BTC. We're about to do BTC. ETH is basically done. I'm giving y'all time. Y'all can ask questions right now. If you have any questions, you can drop that in the chat. We did 6 zones. 6 zones have been done. So it looks like the potential sell is the one we have, but I still think it's going to reject. But I mean, we have till 8 minutes, 48 seconds. We can't even get in right now. So if you're wondering if we're getting in, no. Looks like it wants to push down, but I think it's going to. Why? Because of the candle? It's just because of the candle formation. I mean, it's just that particular candle, but who's to know? I mean, it could honestly drop. I'm just curious if it would continue or if it's just going to do what it did right here. Wicks tell a story. You see how price broke through? I mean, that just shows you, it kind of shows you our support is pretty nice. You see how price broke through, then went back up and stopped here? Wicks tell a story. I'm very intrigued to see if the market is going to break through here and come right back up and trick people. Then, like, I mean, that's how it catches people all the time. So, I mean, I just think it's going to do that because of this particular candle. But I don't want to get you at a point where you overanalyzing candles. You don't have to. But I'm just, the better you are as a trader, the more you could predict potential things. But it doesn't mean you can't use the scalper. You know what I mean? So you don't have to always overanalyze and understand every single thing in the world. But I mean, it helps you predict potential things. But I mean, we move off what actually happens versus what you potentially predict. That's the difference between scalping and swing trading. Because at the end of the day, scalping is what's happening. Swing trading is predicting, then unveiling what's eventually going to happen. So it's a little bit different. It's very different. It's very different. So anyways, I keep saying we're going to BTC. I hope you're ready. Hope you have everything you need. We're just going to put this on TradingView. Look at that wick. I don't know why it's not reflecting on scalper yet. It should. I'll save this ETH. Once we refresh the chart, we're about to go to BTC, by the way. So if you have any questions, I'm going to answer it. But we are about to go to BTC. I'm letting you know that. We are definitely about to go to BTC. Look at that wick. You see that wick? You see how it wicked? Just like I said. I really believe. Interesting. Oh, never mind. Oh, okay. I don't know why on my end the candle looked like a bearish hammer. Okay, never mind. Never mind. It could never mind. That's actually thicker than what it was. It was literally up here. That was literally a reversal candle. My bad. My bad. My bad. Okay. Never mind. It definitely could sell. I honestly thought it was definitely not. It was okay. I didn't see that. All right, bet. It's cool. Definitely prepare for a sell. Definitely prepare for the next sell. It can happen literally. So we're gonna do 1559 on a crossing down. I mean, it could literally cross probably while we do BTC, but the fact that we know that, we will wait till 645 and ensure that it's still below. You do not sell off a break. You don't sell off a notification. You don't sell off what you see. You sell off what has closed. Please remember that. Like, that's the biggest thing people always forget. You don't sell, you don't buy off a break. You don't buy off a notification. You don't sell off a notification. You do it off a close. What has closed under a 15-minute interval time. Therefore, the next one is 6:45, 7 o'clock, 7:15, and I'm just in Central. So your version is just an hour change, not really a minute, because we all have the same minutes. You get it? We all have the same minutes. 20. Yeah, isn't there a Beyonce saying that we all have the same 24 hours? Anyways, I've been seeing people talk about it. Girls talk about we all have the same 24 hours. I'm just assuming like we all have the same hour, right? But anyways, all right, let's go to BTC. Let me check the chat if I see any questions. When you said you feel it's gonna bounce, because my bad, it's not. It wasn't updated on my end. So it like just squash that part. I mean, it just wasn't. When I seen it, I thought it was something different. So anyways, let's get a BTC. Since ETH is about to sell, BTC should also potentially sell, right? So we're gonna have to do the BTC sell. Drop your supports for BTC. We're gonna do BTC like ASAP. That's like the first thing we're gonna do is BTC. So we're gonna look at BTC sells. We're gonna look at BTC support and sells. We're gonna look at BTC support and sells. I'm letting you know that. I just don't want it to, by the way. All right, so we're gonna look at potential BTC sells. Make sure everything is good. Okay, Fortune Davis. Hello, wake us up. My boy Fortune Davis got 18,820. You know, I said my boy or girl. I wouldn't know. I wouldn't. All right, move the candlesticks to a line. All right, we're gonna prepare for the support. It's 2 minutes and 34 seconds. So I'm gonna do this on my own. All right. Dang, BTC, when's the last time you... Interesting. Let's go off, BTC did drop like crazy. Let's go off 18,790. We're just gonna go off that one and we're gonna re-look at that. We're gonna need some reference. So, I mean, yes, of course, technically we can just, you know, I could close my eyes and believe, you know, this may be the holy grail of a sport, right? I mean, if anything, it is. Although, maybe even 1767, we're just going to go back. I just need to confirm. Because there's a difference when you're looking at potential sell or buy in confidence. I'm telling you that. Trading is also about confidence. If you're not really confident that this is selling or buying, it could stop you from getting in. If you're overconfident, it could also get you into doing something you're not supposed to do. Oh, my, look at that. We got something at June 30th. Market sold like crazy and bam. Look at also it rejected off here and look how far it bought. It brought for almost 2,000 pips. Can we get some freaking flames in here? There we go. So if you need proof, you got some at June 30th, July 1st. Welcome to Scalper Tuesday. Did you miss me? Look at that. I mean, this looks pretty. I mean, it looks pretty, y'all. I mean, you can maybe drop it, maybe. Oh, that's just, I don't think we did 1794. Or it may just be, may not even be 1794. Shouldn't be 1794. I think it can be dropped to like 17,780. Oh, we did 1790, right? Maybe 17,780. I think that would be the best. I mean, the market looks good. Like, look at this over here. Back in early June, mid-June. All right, look at that. We're back here. So we're going to do 17,780. We have 5 seconds. The market obviously did not break. Even on an ETH, the market did not break 1559. That means the market is going to close at the same time. Well, not close. Let me not say that. The market should sell. BTC and ETH should sell at the same time, which means you should get a notification for BTC and ETH. Or if you check in your laptop, you should see them break through our support basically at the same time. You should. You should. I'm letting you know that. You should. 18,780, right? That's what we're waiting for. Minus 100. 18,680. Bet. We have now finished support. Let's also look. I'm going to do some target zones for y'all, so y'all don't have to go all the way back. I'm going to do some target zones. Does that make you happy? I know it should. I know it makes someone happy. So with this right here, I'm going to use, I don't like that. I mean, that's not bad for a quick scalp. But 680, you're getting like 100 pips, bro. You're getting like 100 pips. I'll be a little bit more aggressive. I don't like the 100 pips on a BTC. Maybe an ETH because it's a smaller account, but BTC, do we have to wait that far? I like this too. You see there's an indent in right here at the same area, and you could even go all the way down for 17,007. Where is this at? 710. That's 4 zones right there. So we already have, how many zones today? We already have 6. This is 10. This is 10. This is 10. You basically have TP1, TP2, TP3. You have 10 zones already. You are, I mean, the next one is basically going to be 12 or 13. Guys, I told y'all, I wasn't here yesterday. I have to redeem myself. Hello, man, and it's still Scalper Thursday this week? We still got Scalper Thursday this week. We still got Scalper Thursday this week, right? I'm not gonna lie. If you really are anticipating to trade to do Scalper, Swipecoin Scalper, I would definitely write these numbers down on BTC. Like, unless you want to go back to the chart and do that for yourself, I already did it for you. I basically marked it up. So, because I'm gonna have to go above here. I just don't want you to lose that. So it's right here. Give you a chance to write. We're about to do BTC. We're about to do BTC's buy. The market did not sell below the number we want. It's still acting up. So if you're wondering, are we in a trade? No, but we're very close to. It could be a correction here on ETH, which means BTC, it could just be correcting for the hour. I mean, that happens. I mean, it's been selling. Like, you see, corrected, sold again. It could correct, sell again. Like, see exactly, right? It happens. It's trading. All right, so we're basically waiting until really 7 o'clock. We're about to do resistance zone. Look at ETH, it's clean. Great zones. Hey, appreciate you, Mark Sanders. Oh, yeah, ETH looks like it's back to normal and looking. But I mean, look how it stopped here, though. I don't like how we definitely needed to break through 1559. There is no way you're getting in on a sell at 1562. There's no way you're getting in. That's exactly why we do minus 50 pips. I would not get in right here. This is like it's literally playing, going back and forth, and it did it right here too. So be very careful, and this is why I always recommend do minus 50 pips, because you just don't want to get in off, those type of consolidations. So definitely want to make sure it breaks and closes 1559. All right. Anywho, let's get on the buys. So drop your resistance zones. I didn't even look at y'all support zones. What was y'all support zones? Did anyone get 830, 1836, 18780? Tom Mech, nice support. 18820. Well, so y'all did the 188s. Oh, y'all did it right here. Nah, I didn't do it that close. I just did it at the low on this one. But I mean, I think June 30th was the one. So if you want to look at it, June 30th. But I probably think y'all would agree that you like this one a little bit better. I don't know if you might agree or not. But I mean, I'm not gonna lie. June 30th and June 18th was my proof. So if you want to look at it, you can. All right, so let's look at our resistance zone. We already finished our support. Again, we don't have to wait too far for our resistance zone. We don't, to be honest with you, we don't. So the 50 EMA is roughly around 19,234. I've said it before, anticipate when it's buying, the 50 EMA is going to come down. It's going to come down. So understand that it's not going to stay this height at the same time. Just anticipate that. But cool, let's see what we got. We're gonna have to wait a little bit. Can we at least be aggressive? So, I mean, the easy one right here looks like 19600s, right? I see plenty around that area, but I don't like the idea that we have to wait that long. I just don't think we have to. That's 400 pips away from a 50 EMA. I don't know if that's really ideal. I like maybe 19,586. We're going to have to go back. There's no way I'm going to leave it at that. I mean, I could be very lazy and tell y'all that, but no, we're pretty much ahead of time. We're pretty much ahead of time. So we're going to go back. Let's re-look at this area and let's look at something. Let's go back. Let's look at every. Ooh, man. I know some of y'all are like, yes, Sean, that's pretty ideal. This is a very good level of structure. You see a resistance zone, support, looks like a resistance zone, and an arrow, support zone, resistance zone here, support zone here. We got a structure. We definitely do. Really around 19,580. Yeah. There's a lot of mess in here we don't have to wait for. There's a good level of structure around 20,164. I mean, it just pops to me. That's a TP area. We're going to probably look back. Let me just mark something up here. This is just me doing it for y'all. It's not really a teachable part. I mean, technically you could be learning on this part. This is just me marking up a chart for y'all, giving y'all like extra zones, just extra that I like. Dang, the market climbs. Okay, we'll probably stop there and just go in between that. Okay, all right, cool. Now that I see that, I can play with it around here. Not bad. All right, now I see everything I need to see. Oh wow, look at the structure over here. 20,200 looks like another good buy. I'm not gonna lie, that looks like a very good buy. This is also a very good target zone too. Good target zone. I mean, it's free. It literally frees up. Anyways, I was just marking up so many different lines for y'all, but this would be the aggressive one I have. I mean, everything else here is a lot going on. I mean, and this is older. This is the old sell. This is an old sell zone, so just ignore it. Scalper is still running its course. 19,800 is a small snack. Looks like that's basically a small snack. You don't even have to. I would say here for the most part, and this is a very good TP zone. Boom, baby. Boom. And you really have the holy grail up here. That's far. That's 5 zones up here. I don't think I marked any more. We did 9. That's 9. We did how many? We did 15 zones today. 15 zones you got on a call. Zones, markups you do not have to mark up. I marked up for you. Do you know how good that is? Welcome to Scalper Tuesday. I think I'm even going harder on Scalper Tuesdays than I have been before. And it's only 6:56. We did 15 zones in like 40 minutes. 15 zones in like 40 minutes. Hello. There's a different type of experience you get when you hop on these calls. Plus 100. Oh, some don't look right. I think it's a 6. 680. Bam. So you now have the potential buy, potential sells, and you have all of these beautiful zones. This is a snack. This is the ultimate TP. This is another lethal ultimate TP. You got some big time zones up here. But I mean, we'll probably look at that another day. And bam. We still got the sell potentially for 3 minutes. We still got a sell in 3 minutes. Where is 1559? What did we have it at? Oh, 1559. It's literally 0.95 away. BTC looks like it's about to do the same thing too. BTC looks like it's about to do the same thing. Drop some flames in the chat if you think this is one of the best sessions you've been on. Hello, 15 zones. I mean, like the chart is literally selling. You have literally ample amount of target zones to play with. We got super trend, blue cross here. Blue cross here. Its market is selling bearish. We just need breaks and closes. Ooh, dang. Well, it's 1955.80. My bad. I did not mean to do that. And we got to make sure it closes below. You do not sell off these breaks. You sell off a break and close. I'm going to put this BTC here. At least I'm going to do the crossing down one. This is literally ultimate scalper session. The ultimate. Probably this is definitely the most zones I've ever done in less than an hour on here. I was literally marking up the chart for myself. Felt like I was really doing it for myself. Like, honestly, guys, I teach y'all, but I like to make this as live as possible. Trust me. I used to mark up before my calls, like a year, when I first started. But I said, you know what? I want people to see my reaction because I want to mark up like with them. Because if I mark up with me, it's naturally, I'm going to do this faster. Naturally, I'll be done in like 20 minutes. And it wouldn't be something where I'm actually caring and looking. Let's look at ETH. Is that 1557? Did we get an alert at 1557? Oh, we did at 6:58. Hello. Wake me up. Wake me up. ETH cross down basically is ready at 6:58. That means we have something basically ready. One thing I would recommend, it's 1556. That is below our number. BTC, you are slightly behind. Wake up. I did not like BTC not there. BTC would be literally out our zone. Be very careful with ETH for this particular round. Be very careful. Be very careful. I did not like that BTC did not drop a little bit more aggressive. That could show that ETH dropped a little bit more than it needed to, but be very careful. You have a 5-minute window to get in. If you do believe it will drop more, and it does drop more, you know, at least to 1555 in this 5-minute window you have, be my guest. But you never get in the first minute. So if it closes at what you did, you should not be in at 7. It has to be at least till after 7:01. But you always have overall a 5-minute window, but never get in the first minute. So technically you have a 4-minute window. But see, if I do that, people may not. After that, I may lose certain people because they may say, okay, so 7 o'clock to 7:04, then it's a 3-minute window to them, right? I'll be very careful with ETH. I just don't like that BTC didn't do what I wanted it to do. It did, but it didn't do it enough. It did, it just didn't do it enough. It's literally, I mean, even if you scratch our structure point, look at this. That's literally on a zone. That's not a break and close. It was what you would want, right? What you would want is this. That's not that. It makes me think, I mean, BTC can always be behind ETH. It's very plausible, but at the same time, I'm curious. So if you even have thoughts like that when you are marking up, when you're about to get in, that means you need to be careful. I mean, it could still mean BTC is slightly behind, but you might need to be careful. You still have 3 more minutes to get in, but you got to be careful. If you're even thinking like that, remember, the same energy you have to get in for a trade, you need to have the same energy to defend that the trade may not be ready now. You may be thinking, well, Sean, you're stopping yourself from always getting in. Yes and no. I mean, it sounds like it, but you're stopping yourself from a loss that you don't need. Trust me, if you really want to maximize, you can go crazy on BTC and ETH at the same time, most of the time. But you still have 3 more minutes. I mean, at the same time, ETH can still drop. BTC can eventually drop. I wanted more from BTC. I need BTC to give me something more than what it just gave me. It wasn't given. It was not given. It's literally sitting on structure point. We needed to break through that. I mean, even if we're ignoring our 100 pips, it's still sitting on a support zone. You put a line here, and it's not really a drop on BTC. And that, I mean, look at ETH, it's playing around, right? So what could happen, to be honest, if you want to know what's a perspective that could happen, it could correct a little bit. Doesn't mean, correction does not mean reversal. It could correct and then drop at 7:15. But it could do that. But honestly, do you see how this already came? This is exactly why I said I don't like that BTC didn't drop the way I wanted it to. This literally shows you how I think during a live potential trade. If you are always getting in as soon as you think as soon as you get an alert, and you see it close, you're not even at least, looking at BTC or maybe thinking a little bit, you could be getting potential losses you're not supposed to. And a lot of times, it's the lack of confidence in believing that you may finally get a win in your mind, and your mind doesn't let you think that you need to think anymore. I've been there. That's the lack of confidence. That's confidence problems, believe it or not. So confidence is believing that you know what's going on, even when you don't think you know what's going on. Because that actually is a skill that you, learning that skill can make you 10 times a better trader than you were the day before. Can Drake sign me? But I'm actually telling the truth. Believe it or not, I'm very much telling the truth. Being able to tell yourself not to get in a trade because of short-term analysis, what I just did. If you can stop yourself from getting in a trade because you're noticing something and you see it actually avail itself like we are seeing now, that makes you a way better trader than you know. A way better trader than you know. A way better trader than you know. But being scared to even think like that and always thinking, well, if it breaks and closes, it's a sell, automatic. Breaks and closes, it's a buy, it's a trade, it's a get in. You're not as good of a trader. And I know a lot of traders that always thought like that, and they were never good traders. And they stopped. But you don't have to stop because you're a better trader. Hello. Gonna have another session on Thursday. It was good to be back. I love it. I will be in Glendale, Arizona. Man, the fact that we even had this. Now look here. Again, I don't think this is, a reversal.
So we had a really, really good session. Make sure you are going in and seeing the Telegram. Let me show you again. I've already updated everything. So when you come over to Telegram, you'll see buy BTC on break and close, sell BTC on break and close, buy Ethereum on break and close, sell. These are new zones for the week. Let's take advantage of them, guys. It's going to be something that's going to take things to the next level for you. Keep doing it. If you want the stop losses and take profits, you'll have to rewatch this video at a later date or, on a recording, whatever. Go back on the YouTube, do what you need to do. But definitely make sure you can get access to this so you can keep it on your swipe coin. So you don't even have to worry about it. You'll be already have your down arrow. Your indicators will be saved. You can get unlimited indicators on here. And then if you're somebody who wants to keep having these recordings, you can go watch the recording, his recording specifically. If you're somebody who wants to have access to the scalper yourself and all these other scalpers, we have a Stocks Academy dropping tomorrow, completely free with the package that I have. Go ahead and get started. Somebody sent you here, get started. Tell them, hey, I want to get started with this. If they didn't send you, if nobody sent you and you came across it, click nobody invited me. For 3 hours, I'll go ahead and make sure it is $185 to get started. You'll get all of this just in the crypto community. Huge discount. We don't have to explain that anymore. You're going to get all of that plus more. You can invite others to the next event to get some free cash, free training, free money with cryptos, and just free understanding. Because at the end of the day, it's not about how many people get started with the package, it's about how many people get the information. And that's what I'm here for, is to be able to let you know, regardless if crypto drops or falls, we can capitalize on it off these zones every single week for the rest of our lives. So I catch you next time.